You have a really great idea. You create a plan of action to see it through, and it takes off. You become an entrepreneur or a small business owner. All of a sudden, you have so many tasks to complete. It's hard to keep up with everything that you have to do. When you have this sort of problem, there is a cost-effective solution to finding help without paying payroll taxes to add another employee. So, what is this solution? My name is Ronika Jacobs, and you found my podcast, Strive for More, Your Best Life Now. While there are hundreds of thousands of podcasts out there, you've taken the time out to listen to this one. So for that, I would like to say thank you. So without any further delay, let's get to it. Let's strive for more. Virtual heroes who can save businesses.
My next guest, Terry Lynn Phillips, is helping people strive for more in the area of entrepreneurship. Terry Lynn is the Chief Fortitude Officer of SWF Consulting, which stands for Success with Fortitude. SWF provides services that bridge the administrative gap of entrepreneurial growing pains. The company provides virtual assistance, bookkeeping, business consulting, and life coaching. She is also the author of 2 books, with her most recent being Cards to Cash, The Conversion That Works. In this episode, she will talk about the initial vital steps to take in starting a business, as well as share how beneficial using virtual assistants can be to free up your time and increase productivity as an entrepreneur. Hi, Terry Lynn. Welcome. Thank you so much for being a guest on my show. How are you?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm honored. You are doing some really wonderful things with your information that you are getting out, and I am blessed to be a part of that.
Yes. I always have a great time in each one of these episodes. I tell you, I meet so many great people like yourself who have so much knowledge to share with my listeners and really share with the world. Okay, so you founded Success with Fortitude Consulting. Talk to my listeners about your journey to entrepreneurship.
My journey through entrepreneurship has been 4 decades, and it started as an Amway distributor. I was an Amway distributor, and I have an anal knack for being super organized. That knack was recognized during our meetings when everyone else was gathering their things and doing their paperwork, and I was partying because my things were done. And they wanted what I had, which was less work and more time. And I was making the same money that they were making or more. So in my progression through life, that was a part-time business. It was like a hobby business. I loved helping people. But when I lost my husband of 10 years, I had to figure out a way to support teenage children and myself and go from a full-time mother to a full-time business. So I set up shop 24 hours, 7 days a week with my computer on my nightstand and slept in my headset and took orders, took tasks, and did projects 24 hours, 7 days a week. And at that time, my business was called Sunshine Secretarial Services. Since then, it's grown from a VA to bookkeeping to business consulting to life coach, all through the request and training of my clients. It's been a journey, but a journey well worth it.
That is awesome. And we know entrepreneurship is definitely a journey. Okay, so you offer virtual assistant services. What is a virtual assistant and what do you use them for?
A virtual assistant is an administrative assistant that does not work in your office. So instead of paying someone to come into your office 40 hours a week, you pay someone just to do the projects that you need. And most of my clients I have rarely met, and I have had clients that I have never actually talked to on the phone. So I really am virtual. You don't see me. You send me tasks. You send me emails. You send me text messages. You call me on the phone. It takes a little while for you to get used to having a virtual assistant. So I usually ask my clients to sign up for 90 days so that I can see how I work with them and they can see how they can work with me and to see if we can work together. And we do everything that an administrative assistant does and a little bit more, which is database management, Word documentation, management of book financial documents, just whatever you can think about. We do research. I have a huge list on my website of things that a virtual assistant does, and that's how we make you money, by taking care of your grunge work.
Man, that sounds like a great service, especially when you need a helping hand. In entrepreneurship, it seems like we are always trying to do it all at times. Why do you think entrepreneurs are so reluctant to outsourcing or soliciting help?
It is their baby. Would you hand your baby to anybody? It's something that they love, something that they have nurtured, something that they have built from the ground up. My clients are clients that are ready to grow to another level. So they've been doing it themselves, and they're finally at a point where if they don't get help, then they will not grow. And the help they need is not full-time help. So I bridge that gap between a solo entrepreneur and someone that is grown big enough to hire their own team. I actually essentially put myself out of business on a regular basis, which is a wonderful, rewarding thing to see my individuals grow, because as they nurture their baby, I nurture their baby to grow even bigger.
Wow. Okay, so let's say I'm a brand new entrepreneur and I'm thinking about starting a business. I have this idea. Where's the first place someone should start when thinking of starting their business?
Score.org. S is in Sam, C is in Charlie, ORE.org. Because one of the things that you need to start with is a business plan. Now, people do one-page business plans, but if you want to build a foundation that will last through things like COVID-19, you need to build it sturdy, and you need to build it in detail so you have references in order to be able to pivot like a lot of the companies have now. So I recommend Score.com to build a business plan and get a mentor to push you in the right direction.
I love your how-to videos you share on your website for entrepreneurs. How did you come up with that idea?
Oftentimes, my clients come to a point of something that they're doing, and they just get stumped. And if I talk them through it, there's usually a place where they are lacking the understanding of what I'm trying to tell them. You have to remember I'm virtual. So they're trying to see what I'm trying to tell them. It's not just about comprehensiveness. It's some individuals are visual. So I started doing how-to videos. All the how-to videos that you see have been how-to videos that I've sent to a client who has asked me how to do something. So I do a video and I send it to them and I put it on my website. I've got a bunch more. I just haven't published them yet.
All right, so you have your book, your latest book, Cards to Cash. Can you please share with the listeners a little bit about this book without giving too much away, but just maybe 2 or 3 key points from the book?
Oh, no problem. Cards to Cash, that became instructions. That was actually a workshop I did that became a book because people go to networking events and they collect cards and they never do anything with them, or they make one or two calls. But you have to set up an infrastructure ahead of time to make your networking time essential, beneficial, and profitable. And so that book walks you step by step through building an infrastructure that will take your business cards that you collect to possibly a client, a referral source, or building a community or a tribe. It's a step-by-step instructional book, just as the rest of my books are. I am a teacher, and that's how I teach my clients all the time.
And it's interesting because you are a business that helps other businesses essentially get off the ground or expand or grow. And it's interesting that most people don't think about starting a business that is a business that can help other businesses. Most times they think of a business, they just think of their idea and only. So how did you think about becoming a business that supports other businesses?
Because I love to do grunge work. I'm the person that will come into your office and clean your office, organize your files. That's who I am. I actually get a lot of solitude from doing it. I'm the person who will enter data into your database over and over and over again. I have clients that take pictures of their business cards. They get in their car from their networking event. They take pictures of their business cards, text me the pictures, and I enter the data. That is grunge work that most entrepreneurs do not like to do. And that's my blessing, to be a person who can be resourceful for them. It is one of the reasons why I'm going to launch a VA training program on August the 1st. It'll be my first beta program for virtual assistant training in order to help people become a business that helps other businesses, which is much needed now with all the CRMs around, all the different bookkeeping programs around, as well as Microsoft Office, upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. In my VA training, I will have those classes as well as different types of training in order to deal with client objections and client disgruntledness and client confusion and even client rewards. And, it's going to be a lot in the VA training. That's why I'm going to do it piece by piece in beta form. So anybody who's listening, if you're interested in being a VA and you'd like to join the beta program, then please go to my website and sign up.
Wonderful. And I'm glad you are creating this program to support people who want to be virtual assistants, because you're right. Some people just want to be a support person. They enjoy helping people. They almost say that it's their ministry to support others fulfill their dreams. So that's really great. Now, let's say someone is already a virtual assistant or is interested in getting into the field of becoming a virtual assistant. What is some advice that you can give to those out there who may already be doing virtual assisting or interested in doing it?
Be very open-minded and flexible. When you are talking to your client, stop talking and listen attentively, because there is always a message in between the words. That's where you find out where they need the most support, and use feedback in order to dial down into what they really need.
Okay, so you use the hashtag Stifle Mental Chaos. Hashtag Stifle Mental Chaos. What does that mean?
When a client has been referred, and my business is 100% referral, someone hears another person going through overwhelm, confusion, just needing help, just had enough. I've had people refer people who are getting ready to give up their business because they just can't do it, or they just don't know what they need, or they just don't know what direction. all of that is mental chaos. My services stifle mental chaos. It's one of the reasons why I built the podcast with the name Chaos, Creating Habits and Outstanding Success. Because once you create a habit that you can fall back on every time that the mental chaos starts, that habit that you have formed, and most people don't even know that they formed it, and that's one of the things that happen miraculously on my podcast, is my guests learn the habit that they use to fall back on that pushes them forward to success. And so I had the hashtag Stifle Mental Chaos because that's what virtual assistance services do.
Yes, and that is amazing because I know as an entrepreneur, there are at times when you can have lots of mental chaos for sure.
Yes. Virtual assistants have chaos also. I have had many comments say, but you're so calm. But we have chaos. Many times we take on the chaos from the client and mentally, or I have used a whiteboard, wrote out what is going on and what solutions I can prepare for that. That's where my business consulting hat comes in, where I can actually give you some solutions to whatever obstacle is in your way. And I need to know what your objective is, and I need to know where you are now. And we start right in the middle and give you a path to success. So, chaos is an everyday thing.
Yes, that is true. You can't avoid chaos. It seems to pop up whenever it wants to, and at the least opportune times.
Yes. Yes.
All right. I'm glad you mentioned your podcast. So please tell the listeners a little bit about your podcast.
Ooh, I love my podcast, and I love it because other people love it. I've had some great interviewees on my podcast, great guests that are doing some really wonderful things for people, for businesses, for life, for love. One of my guests actually certifies a coach, trains a person and certifies them in a day. And I was one of the individuals that she used, like as an intern. I had one of her coaches coach me, and I'm already a coach. I've been a coach for 8 years, and she taught me some things about me. I was so stunned. But I've had individuals that are motivational mediums that help with grief. I've had a client on that helps with energy to teach you how to live better, how to love better. I mean, we have some extraordinary people out here, and my podcasts are featuring them. So if anyone has anything that they can contribute, make a global impact, change a life, hit me up and become a guest on my show. And it's not really about what I do, per se, in my business. It's really about bringing to the public the impactful things that other people are doing and the services and resources that you can get, you can acquire, you can use from my guests.
That's wonderful. Can you share the name of your podcast so people can be sure to search for it?
Chaos. 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 And it stands for Creating Habits and Outstanding Success. It's on 18 podcast directories. And if you can't find it under Chaos, because there's so many other podcasts with the name Chaos, just put my name in, Terry Lynn Phillips. That's T as in Tom, ERRILYNN, all one word. Terry Lynn, last name Phillips, PHILLIPS.
Wonderful. Well, Terry Lynn, that's our time for talking about virtual assistants in your business and entrepreneurship. But I have one last question. I always like to ask my guests one last question towards the end that has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So my question to you is, what's your favorite color and why?
Oh, my favorite subject. I I love talking about my favorite color. And anyone who knows me, even if you know me a little bit, you know my favorite color is purple. I have purple on my body every day and have had for most of my life. I started loving purple when I asked my mother for a purple polka-dotted wagon station, which, of course, I was too young to know that was a station wagon. And why I wanted it polka dot, I don't know. But I have grown to love purple as I got older because it spans the spectrum of colors. It goes with every color. People don't know this. It stands for death as well as royalty as well as passion. Purple, it illuminates all by itself. It doesn't need any accent colors. It doesn't need any help. It stands and illuminates. It catches attention. It pops. If you have been around a while, you will notice that purple, the color purple, has become more and more and more brilliant and more utilized as time has gone on. That's because it is a gracious color, flexible, open-minded, compatible purple.
Well, yes, I can't agree with you there, Terry Lynn. Purple is an absolutely fabulous color. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. Can you do me a favor? Can you please tell everyone, you already told them how to listen to your great podcast. And so now could you tell them how to either purchase a copy of your book or seek your services for their business if they need a virtual assistant?
My book is on Amazon, Cards to Cash, or you can go to my website, Success with Fortitude, under Resources, under Books, and purchase it that way, as well as you can contact me. You can contact me at terry@swfconsulting.com. My phone number is 404-272-0069. You can text me, call me, email me. Go on my website and hit the Contact Us. You can go on my website and get free resources, free books, and don't forget to go to my website, listeninggift.com, and get the most current listening gift. The listening gift changes every 2 weeks with my podcast guests. So come back again.
Wonderful. Any last words of encouragement for the listeners as they strive for more?
Success with fortitude. You will never be successful in anything unless you use fortitude to conquer the chaos.
Wow. What a word. Terry Lynn, thank you so much for your time. I wish you nothing but blessings and abundance in your future. Please take care.
Thank you so much.
Virtual assistants are a beneficial but yet underutilized asset to the savvy entrepreneur. It's time to expand your business, increase productivity and flexibility while adding skills to your business needs. Contact Terry Lynn and check out her wonderful packages. I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Let them focus on the non-essential tasks and you focus your time on crucial and critical areas of your business. If you enjoy listening to this podcast, please leave a review if your podcast player allows. You can visit my website at www.striveformorepodcast.com to view the show notes and click on any links that my guests have provided. This is the last episode of Season 2 of my podcast, Strive for More, Your Best Life Now. Thank you so much for your support. Next week, I will be giving you a recap of all the guests from Season 2 in preparation for Season 3. Continue to strive for more and live your best life now. See you in the next episode.